welcome all of you to my YouTube channel, Animals and Pets with Partha. Today is the same topic, the topic of animal registration. Animal registration is a topic that I have been talking about in several languages, in Bengali, in English and in Hindi. Well, finally we have a platform to register all our animals and pets easily by the click of a mouse. It was long overdue that the animal registration system got digitalized. It is in our country is vast, and with so many states and so many towns and cities and such a huge democracy, and each state is sort of is separate, and they have separate languages, they have separate custom, they have separate government, and so it is at least in the animal world, let us try to be unified through this platform. We had some registration, or we do have some registration systems working in the field of dog world. The dog world, I suppose, would be the oldest, and also the horses. The dogs in particular actually started way back 120, 30 years or more by the Kennel Club of London, who were actually the British people who ruled India for several hundred years, and they had started the Kennel Club of India some 130 years back. Well, the club over the years have grown, and now we are one of the fastest growing pet industry in the world. We have a growth, I think, about 17% annually, and it is really booming. The dog population has multiplied manifold, but our registration systems do not cover the entire country. Entire country, there are people are not aware that dogs need to be registered, or any other animals, or even horses. The race horses, the story is different. Well, I may be wrong, but I am told by some horse people that there is a registry for horses, but they cost about 4,000 rupees or so. Well, horses are there in every part of this country. Well, they may not be race horses, they may be just indigenous to that area. Maybe some ponies, maybe up in Darjeeling, the Bhutia horses, or maybe some in Nainital, or some, every other place may have different varieties of horses, and they are area specific. But all these horses, I would say in the fairs and all that, even you get horses to buy them for about 10,000 rupees or around, So to register a 4,000 rupees I don't think is practical for a horse person. Though these horse people might be branding them, either cold branding or hot branding, whatever. The branding is there, then whoever is the breeder may brand it. But then where do you register them? Where do they? How do you have a paper which says who is the owner of this branded horse? Or you have today most of the birds having rings. Closed rings, or open rings, the rings with numbers. Now these birds, these closed rings, they are will remain with the bird for its life, because when they're babies, the rings are pushed into their feet and they remain there, and when the bird grows up, there is no way that you can get it out unless you cut it out. Well, that is the sort of markings that we have now developed. And of course, in the dog field, we see a very primitive system of registration happening. There is a syndicate that's been operating for the last 20 years on this registration, and it's a big scam. There is a sort of a microchip or whatever has been, there's a magazine that one is to buy. Even if you don't know English, don't know a word of English, you got to buy this magazine, pay for it at least. That means, of course, you can't read it, and it's $1,000. And then the registration, then the inspectors and all that, then the bribes and everything, that costs a lot of money. Of course, the syndicate is doing it for, to earn money for his luxuries, and is distributed amongst his stooges, means the sycophants. He has agents around the country who are actually collecting all this registration in the name of as inspectors. They're operating, and they're collecting money for magazine, money for registration, money for a microchip, and then all that, and then also, of course, extra money, the bribe and all that, because no inspection is being done. If you have 2 puppies or 4 puppies, you register it 8 puppies and you sell the rest of the 4 papers. So, and then the funny part is you only register what data are fed or handed over to these inspectors. And then that is, of course, even if your dog has died and it's a grand champion or imported dog, that paper is being used continuously as a grand champion, so and so and so and so, though they may be using other males to sire the litters at home. Now the other thing is, usually what happens, from my experience of 50 years, I have known that in the course of a male dog's life, there are certain periods when it's infertile. And I've seen that in that period, whatever matings are done, those bitches fail to conceive. Now I have noticed, or I can tell you with conviction, that there are breeders with 3-4 males. Now what they do, they don't want to take a chance. So if there's a female on heat, they will use 2 or 3 of their dogs to service that bitch. So there is no chance of the failure in that bitch. Then how do you register? You have a paper which says it's a grand champion, or or the son of Sekhar or whatever, and so that is the paper you use. And so you get a premium value for that paper, and of course you register a few puppies extra, and so that extra puppies papers are sold. So papers are available all over the country, and it's freely available. And then the other part, to make things more simple, you have a microchip. That microchip actually is supplied to you, and you take that and you push it onto any dog. Means, well, if you have a German Shepherd, you have 3-4 litters, you have one outstanding puppy, you push it into that, or it can be any. So actually, there is no sense in those papers. It's all false. It's all concocted, and there is no. If you do the DNA, it won't match, because the parents are not there whose papers are used, and the dogs may come from totally different lineage. Now this is what is continuously happening in this country, and this syndicate is in the name of selling paper, is minting money, and then there are a group of people who are fanning this and allowing this to happen without putting their foot down. Well, anyway, matters are in court, and I hope there is a change of guard, and true dog lovers come in, they look into the problem, and there is a solution if they work on it. But until then, it's a sad story. But then there are 2-3 other smaller organizations, smaller in the sense, they have a bigger heart, they are not cheating, they are trying to be honest, but then the registries are small. It means there are clubs like United Kennel Club who are fast growing and taking over most of the states and cities where dog shows are, new organizers and other people are coming in, and the United Kennel Club is doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Then we have the other one, the Indian National Kennel Club, which of course is a very prestigious organization and performing in India for the last 65 or more years. Now that organization also operates in a very small area. But then the country is, you have to fathom the growth in this country, and the people who are getting empowered and making money, and they want to own pedigree dogs. Now these are the people, millions and millions of people. There is no way that you can give them a registration, and then the registration system is expensive. Say the breeders are from villages. They are breeding now. If you few thousand rupees on a registration, they wouldn't bother to spend. Only the people who want to go to a dog show organized by that particular club would like to register. So what happens for that? You buy the papers. But then that is the situation. But in other countries, or the tattoo system is a system that we should have adopted long back, because tattoo is a more practical solution into our country's animal registration problems. See, earlier days, we humans never had any registration system even in our country except for a ration card. But then what happened is, with the change of time and with the change of digitalization, what has happened is people have started registering every individual. They have all sorts of identity, and so all online. You have the Aadhaar card, and then you have the PAN card for income taxpayers. You have the voter ID card for people who are eligible to vote. Then you have the passport who are traveling out of the country, so on and so forth. And then there are, of course, other identification cards, like if you are driving, you have a different one. If you are whatever you do, there is a different sort of identification card for it. Then you have a medical card and things like that, so on and so forth. Now, for the animals, we at least need one number. We at least need one identification. How do you know it's not red, blue and black? That is what the identification could be. Now if a person is breeding a litter of puppies, now if that person does not mark those puppies, now this branding or marking on dogs is the easiest thing. And tattoo is the most easiest thing that one could ever conceive of. And in our country, that's most inexpensive, and you don't pay for an expensive imported microchip and all the rest and then the cheating in microchips is the biggest, because you push it onto a donkey and it becomes the owner of the paper supplied. So it's all in your hands, whatever data, whatever names you put in and all that. Now, if you are going to tattoo these puppies, say you put tattoo a little, and tattoo doesn't cost at all, because you can make a tattoo machine at home for a few hundred rupees, or you can buy it from Amazon. There are hundreds and hundreds of tattoo machines available. Just to write a number, you need a simple one. And then once you do that, means when you register, say animalworldregistry.com helps you, give you a very small number, and the small number, that few digits, the first one is a number which signifies the year. 2022 is the first year we have started. Then comes an alphabet. Alphabet is the month. The like I is September. Now next is the number of the puppy. There is a number. There is a continuous number. And then the next is either it's canine or it's C. If it is a horse, it's H. If it is a cat, it's F. It's feline. So so it's so simple. It's just 4 digits. You just got to write it like with a pen, sort of tattoo pen, and you just put it on the ear of the puppy, or I have put it, and also on the underbelly and things like that. I have put so many videos of from YouTube, which are there on my site, the animalworldregistry.com. If you go, you see them how it's done. It's so simple, and it's actually costs practically nothing. But once you do that and those numbers are put in after you register, just for a price of a coffee, and then immediately that is completely permanent marking for life. So anybody who buys at least gets a paper. He gets a paper. It means even bird people with ring numbers, you can put the ring number in that place, though you also get a tattoo number, which is a registration number. But then you get a ring number which the bird has on it, and it's going to be there for life. Then for horses, they are branded at least, so those numbers also can be put. So it's all there, and so you have a paper with which you can prove your ownership. When you're traveling from state to state, they would demand demand a paper, sort of a certificate. Now they get it from a vet shop or something like that, But then that is not foolproof, because there, how do you identify? You write red color or black color or yellow color. That is not proper identification for or white dog or black cat and things like that. So it is very important. You please go through my website, the portal, and it's all very simple. It's very easy. Just click away. You get your dog identified, registered for life, and you have a proper ownership paper with you, downloaded or auto downloaded into your system at once. Thank you. I'll come back again with more on this because there are a lot of aspects I need to talk about this web portal. There are memberships and how to go about it and everything like that. What are the benefits of it? If you don't know, you will not nowadays, of course, there's so much in the internet and coming up. So one needs to be really aware of why they want to do it before they go ahead and get the thing done. So bye-bye for now. Please subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell button so that you're notified for my next video on YouTube, and also like and share it. Thank you and see you soon.